One time I had a very creepy like dream, but like I looked indigenous. I was part of like a tribe or something. In my dream, era de noche, and I walked into the water and I had like a basket full of herbs, and I just like threw them in the water, and it's just like I started touching them. I get a lot of downloads when I sleep, like when I'm getting spiritually attacked, when I need to be cautious of somebody, business ideas, everything comes to me in my sleep.
Let's look at the spiritual mechanics behind candle work. So you write the name on the candle. When it's burning, is that purification, amplification, or what is happening?
That's when color magic comes into play. Like the black and the white, it's more of purity or cleansing. The red is more like passion, attraction, amplifying. So color magic comes into play a lot. Let's say somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, is life gonna get better? And that's where I throw their cards. I'm like, okay, how do you expect life to get better if you're not making a change? It has to start within you. I recognize I am very mentally weak. I'm my worst critic. I don't even love myself to begin with. My self-esteem is like rock bottom. How can I fix that?
Welcome to the Raw Path to Awakening podcast. I'm your host, Ezequiel Reyes, where we share alternative information, unique, unfiltered perspectives on spiritual subject matters, deconstruct colonization as we cultivate higher awareness in our daily lives. In this episode, I'll be interviewing Brandy, and your last name, I think, how do you say your last name?
Cazares.
Cazares.
Yes.
Cazares, who is a modern candle worker and tarot card reader and founder of Botanica San Benito 444.
Yes.
So, just before we get started, I wanted to ask you, how are you feeling today? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited.
So I wanted to get right away with the questions, and I wanted to start from the beginning. So I've been watching your journey for a while now, and what got you started on your spiritual practices, and was there a trigger or was there a breaking point that got you started on, becoming more spiritual oriented?
Honestly, this starts from like childhood. I've always felt off or different in comparison to other people. Like I would see shadows, or you would say spirits. And then I think it was during COVID. No, it was like in 2022. I just hit my breaking point, like emotionally. So kind of, that's what we call on tarot, like my tower moment. So that's kind of what triggered it. I felt like mentally I wasn't stable, I would say. And I'm very vocal about it. I talk about it all the time. Like I was going through depression. I just had a lot on my plate. So I felt like I just hit a breaking point. And then after that, I just, it spiraled from there. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
So was it, do you think that if you didn't have that breaking point, you wouldn't have been on a spiritual path, or were you always meant to be on like a spiritual path because of your childhood?
I feel like that definitely triggered it for me, but if that hadn't happened, and to this day I look back at it, like if certain things hadn't occurred in my life, like I probably wouldn't even initiate it with tarot. I probably wouldn't be where I'm at today, Was
tarot your initiation to, like, I guess, your spiritual path?
It was. And it was by accident, actually.
By accident.
Yeah. Well, my sister Ruby.
Yeah, I know your sister Ruby.
I talk about it all the time, but, like, she bought a tarot deck, right? And Ruby was into, like, crystals and like spell work and reading tarot. And then the first time I ever saw her reading tarot, I was like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, that's demonic, like, that's not right. And then I know it's funny. We laugh about it now, but like she used to throw the cards, right? And I was like, okay. And then las tiraba, and I'd be like, oh shit, like I kind of understand what they're saying. Like I don't know, like the images started popping out to me. And I was like, it's telling you this, it's telling you that. But I felt like Ruby was the source. Like she was the one with the hand, but I could just like read them,
I thought you're the one who started because like you quickly became, now that I have this context, you're the one who quickly you mastered it before she did.
Es que ella empezó. So she was the one that purchased the tarot deck, and I used to read the cards for her. But I thought she had to like throw them. I was like, she's the one connected to source or whatever. So I used to ask her, hey, Ruby, can you throw my cards? Can you ask this? And she's like, dude, like I'm tired. I'm tired of reading you constantly. Like, I don't know what they're saying. So I was like, you know what? Give me those cards. And I took over and I was like, holy crap. So it took me I would say like a month, but I picked it up pretty fast. And then I taught her how to read.
So I thought you got started reading because you were reading with Aldo back at the time.
No, I was reading before that.
Before that.
I was reading way before that. Yeah.
Okay.
He was the one that introduced me to like TikTok though. So I'll give him credit on that. Yeah. But I was reading way before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you read, when you look at a card, how many meanings can that one card give you based on the context?
That's a complicated question because you know how I used to tell you in the past, like you learn the definition of every single card, but then you throw that out the window. Because like a person can ask me a specific question and it's like, all right, I don't know. I start hearing like words or I see like this little script playing in my brain. I'm like, hey. So it's like channeled, but like the cards are just like a tool. Because like, yeah, you'll look at them, but you start seeing like it's like a little script. I don't know how to describe it.
What that's called is you have clairaudience and clairvoyance.
That's what it. I don't know the terms for all of that.
So clairaudience is when you hear.
Yeah.
You can hear spirit. Clairvoyance is when you can see spiritual either visions or sometimes it can be outside of you, but it's also in your mind's eye.
Yeah, it's like in my mind.
And have you always had that? Or is it that when you started reading tarot?
It developed when I started reading tarot. Okay. Like when I was younger, I could look at an object and then the color started shifting and things started floating. Or like if I stare at somebody, I'll see somebody standing behind you, but I just assumed, oh, it's your guardian angel, you know? Like, so I used to see that since I was little, but once I started practicing, like it kind of like developed into something completely different. Yeah.
So let me see what else I had for you because I had some really, let's see. Interesting. So how did your family react? Like, especially your immediate family when you started doing tarot, like your mom, dad, siblings.
My mom always supported it. At the time, she just viewed it as like a means of income. She's like, oh, no, you know, she hops on TikTok Live, you know, and she does that because she's going to school and she needs money. You know, like it's fine. My dad wasn't okay with it at all, nor my older brother. My dad, one time he caught me. I was like throwing cards and then he opened the door and I just like shoved him under the pillow and he got pissed. He's like, we didn't raise you guys like that. You come from a Catholic household. Like, you know, you're the exact same thing I told my sister, you know, you're tapping into like demonic energy that wouldn't be right in God's eyes. But now everybody's extremely supportive of everything. Yeah.
So in my view, the Catholicism that comes from the Spaniards, you know?
Yeah.
You know, our people, we're a mixed race. Yeah. You know, we have Spaniard and we have Indigenous. So really like, you know, you doing your spiritual practices like the tarot and tapping into your gifts, that comes from the native side, you know, and then the Catholicism, that's from the Spaniard. But I see a lot of Mexicans kind of, now that the cultures have kind of merged in Mexico, there's like a kind of a blend. Like right now we have San Benito. This is obviously Catholicism. It's, you know, so if you could tell me like, you know, why San Benito, like, and actually, yeah, like when did you started working with San Benito?
When I started doing candle work.
Okay.
So as you mentioned prior, I was pure tarot, right? And I used to offer private readings. And you know, when you read somebody, you tap into their energy and you make recommendations. That's when I used to tell them like, hey, I would recommend you do a limpia, you do a road opener, you need protection, you know, you're getting spiritually attacked. At the time, I met my friend Jose, who's also a spiritual worker as well, Luz Divina. You've seen him on the live.
I've seen him on live, yeah.
Jose has been like practicing for a really long time.
Yeah.
So that's when I mentioned to him, hey, people are asking me for candle work. And he's like, you should jump on it. He's like, you are able to make accurate recommendations because you're reading their cards. Like that is the best way to make a candle work recommendation. So go based off of that. And then I started doing like little bundles of, okay, I'll read you. It comes with your velita recommendation. And then candles started burning crazy on me. And that's when I tell people, like, I can tell when you tap into demonic energy or into like black magic, because the vela, the top of it se pone like extremely, like a like big old black flame.
Is that, so not only do you see like maybe faces or like smudges or
the way it burns,
or the way it burns, but do you also get a feeling or your intuition, like,
oh yeah,
when you look at the candle, oh, you tell that person this and that because I saw this, you know?
When it comes to forcing a connection, when it comes to like, let's say that you asked me for going back to the San Benito vela, just basing it off of how intense it's burning, how bad it's getting, that's when I'm like, yeah, he's alerting you, because he's really good. And that's how I came, I crossed paths with him, because Jose made the recommendation, hey, you should look into St. Benedict velas. They're really good for protection. And they started like morphing. El label de la vela started morphing into very like creepy demon-like images. And I was like, whoa. I was like, this is trippy because it's just a candle, right? Yeah. It's just a candle. So I don't know, it inició con mucha fe, más que nada. Yeah, so that's how I crossed paths with him. I was like, wait a second, let me look into his backstory a little bit more, or the use of San Benito. And that's when we became like,
do you know like a little bit about the history of him, or like, can you tell me a little bit more about, because I don't really know much about some other than, I guess he was a priest?
Yeah, he was a monk.
A monk or something?
A monk.
Yeah, can you tell me more about San Benito?
He's from the 6th century. He has viene the background he's a Catholic. So he was somebody that he put himself into lo que viene siendo like hermit mode. So he disassociated himself a lot from humanity, analyzed himself a lot. So he was a lot on protection, discipline, spreading the word of God. So they talk a lot about him, ¿cómo se diría? Oh, man. Isolating himself to kind of like find his inner peace, his inner knowledge. And then he took that out. I think he was in isolation for like 3 years. Then he was like, okay, I'm ready to go practice. I found myself, my purpose, what I'm supposed to do. And he started working with people, spreading the word, lo que viene mucho de protección. Más que nada, he's for protection. So they used him a lot for lo que vienen siendo casos de exorcismo, brujería, magia negra. He's very well known for miracles when it comes to spiritual attacks, más que nada.
So what did he, and when the time he was alive, did he practice, like, what were his practices? Or like you said, exorcism, did he practice like trying to exorcise people? Or is it after the fact that he passed away, he kind of became like a saint? Or can you explain that?
No, when he was alive, he practiced.
Did he practice exorcism?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I actually learned this not too long ago, and I was like, I didn't understand the statue, ¿verdad? You know how he has his hand up and he's gonna like bless the cup?
Yeah.
So that was one of his miracles. Like he was sitting with a group of people, he grabbed the cup, y lo hizo bless, and they had poisoned it, so it shattered.
Wow.
And then it's just, that's why his medalla is so powerful. Like to this day, you can find his sigil anywhere, even in the crucifix. If you pay attention to it, la parte de atrás tiene la medalla, or where Jesucristo está, la parte de atrás tiene la medalla de San Benito. So even to this day, like priests grab el crucifijo, and as soon as they bless it, puede revelar lo que viene, or they use it a lot for exorcism y todo eso. I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, it makes it's fine. This is so. The reason I call this the specifically the raw path to awakening, it's like this is all raw and unfiltered. So it's like basically like you don't have to be like some smart person to be on here, you know?
Yeah. It's just, así como me miras en el en vivo, that's how I am. Like, my brain is just like, you know? So at times I'm like, oh, let me get this message out, but I don't know if I deliver it right. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if that makes sense to you though, but
do you think our people, the Mexican people, do you think there's like kind of a split in the in our community where some people are like super religious and like, oh, you can't do this and that.
Oh yeah.
And there's some people who are really spiritual, but like some people, but they're less. They may still practice some Catholic things, like maybe obviously like this. But do you think there's like in our community there's more acceptance of like being more open spiritually? Do you think? Can you speak on that? Our community.
A lot of people get upset because I tell them religion and spirituality is very much interconnected. Whenever I say, hey, I'm a spiritual worker, or, I do candle work, immediately they want to like categorize me in a certain area. And they're like, oh, well, you must not believe in God. I'm like, oh, no, like that's not the case. I 100% believe on God. I'm a woman of faith. And it's just like, I feel like when it comes to religion, they try to put you like in this little box. Like you need to follow this practice. You need to be this way. You need to, when it comes to mannerisms more than anything. And it's like, and ironically, now that I'm involving myself with spiritual people too, is the same thing. They're like, if you practice, you need to do this, or you're not.
So there's a polarizing opposite end of the spectrum, is what you're saying.
Yes,
like
on both ends.
People who are like very, very open and like, me practice some things that could be damaging, or maybe they open themselves too much, where maybe psychic attack can happen, or
yo la manera que lo miro más is it's like if I were to sit across from somebody that goes to church every Sunday, right? They're gonna say that what I'm doing is not right in their eyes, right? And so that's what I was trying to say, like. And then if I sit with somebody that's spiritual, because I stand tall, like when it comes to my values and principles, if I don't do certain, like let's go back to my Mexican heritage or my background.
Yes.
As soon as I tell people I do candle work, they immediately want to categorize me with like Santa Muerte.
Santa Muerte, yeah.
Yeah. No offense to people that are devotees, but like it kind of like upsets me or triggers me because it's like, no, like just because you practice doesn't mean that you evoke, you tap, or you like you do a certain type of line of work, I feel like right now we're in a new time period, a new age where it's like you can intermix religion, you can intermix spirituality, you can be a light worker without being so much associated with like, because that's the first thing people ask me when I hop on the live. That's the first. Who do you practice through? Like, who do you preach to? Like, who's your saint? I was like, does it matter? Like, and they immediately like, if I tell them, oh, I'm a light worker, well, there's no such thing. You're a fraud. Like you need to tap into dark magic. Like you need to have a certain saint because like that you're not a real witch. Then they categorize you.
That's very interesting. I don't think I've ever heard that before. I feel like light workers are people who just, and there's so many different categories. Obviously, you've seen you probably maybe looked into New Age communities or even just the whole spectrum of spiritual communities.
Yeah.
For example, when I think of a light worker, I think of someone who's like maybe doing sound baths or cacao ceremonies or things like that. But there's a whole spectrum.
Maybe it's like the people that I attract.
Maybe it's just the immediate people that are around you because there's so many different definitions,
I mean, I wouldn't just say like the immediate people because trust me, like I get backlash Monday to Friday. Like I'm already immune to it, like I get the people that they're like, hey, you need to find God or hey, like you're a fraud, or like you're not a real witch or this and that. Like it happens all the time. Like,
So if you had to like label yourself, how would you label yourself?
I'm just somebody that's spiritually open. That's what I don't even categorize myself as a witch or anything. I'm just like, I'm spiritual. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, because you know how like you interact with certain people and they're like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. You told me I was what? The seeing and the hearing.
It's called seeing is clairvoyance. Sorry, clairvoyance. Hearing is clairaudience.
There you go. I didn't even know that. So it's like I see things, I feel things. I just call it a spirit, and that's it.
And then feeling is clairsentience.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you have 3 clairs. Those are 3 gifts.
Okay.
You may develop more or in the future, but that's what they're called.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. This one's good. What have been some of the wildest requests from your clients?
Oh my goodness. I just delete those, to be honest. Like, I read them and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like,
you don't have to say names, obviously, but you could in this podcast, people would want to hear like what kind of stuff have you gotten?
When was it? Like 2 days ago? This man hopped on the live and he's like, hey, I hate my mother-in-law. Can you just... And we're like, whoa. I'm like, we're like, hey, Michis, block him. Block him. Just get rid of him. Like, there's weird situations.
I meant more like, because there's always like, I'm in your lives and people are like, oh, can you get my husband so he can suck my toes or whatever?
Oh, you're talking about Filthy Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant like the crazy dark stuff. I was like, because again, they associate you with that, right? They're like, hey, quiero que me ruegue, desesperarlo, doblegado, arrastrado. I'm like, whoa, chill it. Like, you got to take that energy elsewhere, like, or que ya no se le pare el pipirín. That's a huge one. I'm like, we want him up here. Like, we have Filthy Fridays for a reason, like, we don't do that.
Packs.
Yeah. Hey, we didn't bring them a honey pack. That's another thing we like to give people, the royal honey.
I think you sent me one in the little box.
I'm like, we give you your little statue and then the little filth on the side.
So Filthy Fridays, like, can you tell me what kind of requests, if you can go into detail?
So Filthy Friday is tapping into Venus energy. The sensual energy is flowing and all that. So it started more like endulzamientos. They're like, oh, quiero endulzar a mi pareja para que sea más amoroso hacia mí, todo eso. So that's how it started, right?
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, snap. I joke about it with my cousin all the time. It's Filthy Friday. It's Filthy Friday. Like, we got to get our filth on. And I was like, so I take ideas from everything. And I was like, oh, my God, what if we start doing, like, sexy bundles? Like, we have intimacy, we have la comelona, and we keep it Mexican too. So ritual de la comelona, el chupiruli. El chupiruli.
For those who don't speak Spanish, can you explain what that is?
La comelona is to get devoured. That's what it would translate to. El chupiruli, that one is like the wheelchair bundle, like, amplified, man. We joke about it. We're like, hey, you want your husband to be like all over you all weekend long. So the way we like describe the bundles, it's like te van a traer como venadita recién nacida,
You see your clients get those kind of results.
Yes, sí son efectosos. Yeah, no, like, girls get excited for Filthy Friday.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it works.
So they'll be like, oh, yeah, he ate me out.
So my brother recently started working with me, right?
Yeah.
And then we intentionalize all the rituals. So it's like, if you ask me for la comelona, we're like, okay, Ezequiel y su víctima, And he scratches the intention. And it's funny because, like, I was like, my brother can't. Like, he doesn't know how to prep a ritual, right? Yeah. And then un día, like, I needed help. I was like, hey, hijo, like, I need you to start scratching these comelonas for me. Ponles estas intenciones. And he's like, dude, I know about filth. So he started like, we make fun of him con la lengüita de fuera. He's all like scratching and shit. And then the girl started coming back. And without saying names, this girl's like, dude, I don't know what you put on that ritual. Homeboy has been very like vanilla our entire marriage. And like this weekend, he went in. Like, he surprised me. Like, I don't know what you guys did, but I need that. So she comes every Friday. Damn. Every Friday. She's like, I need your brother to like scratch it and make it like extra spicy for me. So, we're helping marriages.
Do you think what like let's look at the spiritual mechanics behind candle work. Is it like, so you write the name on the candle, right? And then maybe also the intention. So when it's burning, is that purification, amplification, or what is happening?
It depends on the work. Like if it's a limpia y despojo or anything to bring harmony, tranquility. So the black, that's when color magic comes into play. Like the black and the white, it's more of purity or cleansing. Yeah, the red is more like passion, attraction, amplifying. So color magic comes into play a lot when it comes to the rituals y todo eso.
And so we've talked about like some of the filth that does happen. Do people ask you for like, healing and kind of like, this might be like a tricky topic because this is going to go on YouTube, but like I know people have like, maybe they have like really serious illnesses. Has anybody come to you like, hey, I have like so-and-so disease and I'm trying to, like, what would you do in that situation? Like when they come to you and they have like maybe cancer or something and like.
Those are sensitive situations. Yeah. I definitely tell people like when it comes to issues with health and addiction, I will try to help you, but you got to keep in mind, like you're talking about like severe illnesses or like mental health.
And people have like come to you for that? Like,
yeah, they have. Not so much for like, let's say a cancer per se, but more for like drug addiction.
Drug addiction, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you seen like people get, I might have to edit this, but have you seen people get better from like people who are like addicted to like hardcore stuff?
That's where the clients might get like a little sensitive, and I do ask them for feedback. I'm like, hey, just, like if you come to me, I'm not going to be questioning, oh, like what drug is it? Or like, what are they on, But like I've had quote unquote like guinea pigs in my family where I'm like, hey, this person's drinking a little too much. Let's try it. Let's put like a quitavicio with a calmer, a downer. So that's when we work a lot with triads on the life. So it's like if you were to come to me and you're like, hey, like my son, he's been drinking a lot. He hangs around the wrong people. Like he's always in a bad mood. We're like, all right. Tu quitavicios with your calmer and maybe a protection candle. Try to remove people that are bad influence from his circle. So we've had good feedback on those.
I also wanted to ask you about your the cleanses. They're also known as limpias.
Yeah.
Same thing, right? There's a lot of different types of limpias or cleanses, but when you say, hey, okay, you've told me, you've told a lot of other people on your life, get a cleanse. What does that mean? Like
herbal cleanse.
Herbal cleanse,
yeah. I joke about it all the time. I'm like, us Mexicans y el huevo. Like everybody says, me pasó el huevo y ya. Like, como que va a hacer milagros. And it's like, no, like, visualize yourself as like a sponge. Like you could be around certain people. They're heavy, especially like for your line of work too. It's like you may interact with certain people and you're like, dang, like by the end of the week, I feel filthy. Like I feel heavy, drained, dirty, and it's like I just feel like it's too much, or the heaviness on the back or lo que viene siendo the head. I'm like, I just need to like wash that off or cleanse it off. Visualize it a lot like cuando te bañas. You know how like you have a very bad day and then as soon as you shower, you're like, man, that just hit. Like I feel better. It's like a water purification. So that's what a herbal cleanse does for you.
So these herbs, what kind of herbs are they? And there's also, because I've gotten a kit from you, and there was like, I'm not sure if it was salt or something.
Viene con la...
What does the salt do in there?
Salt is purification.
Purification.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But every situation they use like different herbs, right? Like if you were to tell me a limpia y protección herb, it's where I'm like, hey, el romero, la hierbabuena, clavo de olor, orégano es buenísimo, hojas de laurel. And the more I started practicing, I was like, it's funny because a lot of like Mexican cooking, some spices that we add into our foods already. I was like, oh,
so we're getting cooked? Or what?
No, but it's like I was literally like talking about this with my husband last night. Like, I genuinely believe like my grandma was a curandera because she was the type of person que like estaba en la cocina y decía, hey, agrégale esta especie, agrégale esta hierba. No te sientes bien del estómago, toma este té. Like, she was very good on making recommendations when it came to herbs y todo eso. So it's like
low key curandera, like
yeah, because my family is extremely Catholic.
Really?
Yeah, because I have a tía that practices. Ella tiene su botánica y todo. Like, she was the first in the family to ever like come out of, we call it the witchy closet, and be like so vocal about it. Hey, tengo botánica. She was the first person to ever do that. And then I interacted with her y me decía, your grandma used to see stuff. Like, your grandma would always try to like, because I used to tell her, hey, I see things or I feel a certain way. She's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Like, you're normal, But like, she would catch her doing like certain things or taking her to certain people para que le hiciera como close the third eye, or just like, no. Like, back then it was a little bit more taboo, I would say.
When you were a kid, do you think you have to shut down some of your gifts, and not until maybe past 4 years they've come back, or has it pretty much stayed consistent where you've been open this whole time?
Oh no. Like, I got scared. I started seeing stuff at 7. That's
7.
Memoria que tengo yo a los 7 años. Yeah.
Oh.
And then it hit a point where like I would get scared of it, and I was just like, all right, shut it down. Like, I don't want to see it. I used to work at 4 a.m. So like, how we joke around about like witchy hour entre 11 to 3?
Yeah.
That's when I experience a lot of stuff. Especially where my parents live right now. Like, that property is hella creepy.
And that's where you guys do the lives?
Yeah, that's where we do the lives.
And have the little warehouse or garage or whatever.
Yeah, our studio.
It's a studio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's a ranch, but we have our little studio, and it looks like my little store there. That's where we do our.
Are there
our
duendes there?
No he visto duendes.
What
like
is there then?
The altar section donde pongo todas las velas.
Yeah.
At times, like, I'll get off the life and we're like igniting stuff, and then yo los llamo como almas en pena. It could be people that have passed away, and it's like they're always in the search of the light. So it's like we'll be igniting candlework, and then you just like see them. They're not aware that you can see them. They'll be like whispering or just like staring at the candles.
You can hear the whispering?
Yeah, I can hear the voices, the talking. Like, at times, it has happened multiple times. I'll be on the live, and I clearly hear my mom's voice. She's like, Brandy. And I'm like, and Ruby has heard it too, where I was like, hey, dude, is that my mom? Like, it's already like 12, 1 in the morning. Like, she should be asleep. Y nos asomamos y nada. Or en veces estoy encendiendo velas y cuando se quebra se escucha el llanto de una mujer. Where it's like, you're like, whoa, what is that? Whoa. So it's like, I've experienced a lot of trippy stuff at the property for sure.
So do you think they're copying your mom's voice, or what's going on?
Maybe they are.
Because on TikTok, they call those mimics.
I'm pretty sure like they like to like toy with you and play with you, because when I first started reading tarot at my mom's house, it actually happened on a TikTok live. One of them, it's where my parents live. It's been confirmed somebody passed away there.
Someone passed away.
Yeah,
okay.
From like the early 1900s, and it's like the way that this individual on the live described them is how like eran que like 25 acres, ¿verdad, hijo? So it was like 25 acres, right? And they slowly started to divide them and sell them off. So my parents are only like the owners of 4. But the neighbor at the time, he was like in his 80s. He's like, this person when I was young, like he was in the army, and like he was in a wheelchair and he passed away on your house. So it's like people that like actually got to see, like convivieron con él y todo, So one time I was on the live and I was reading tarot, and it was a desk, like a computer desk, y me empezaban a abrir el cajón. I would be like, lo cerraba, right? Y me lo seguían abriendo. And I was like, I got mad. And I was like, I slammed it y no sé qué, I cussed. And I just felt like they pulled my hair, and I was wearing this. Por eso me empezaron a sacar carrilla, que Walter Mercado, porque tenía like this little, I don't even know what it's called, like a little shaw thingy, or like,
shaw?
I don't know what it's called. ¿Cómo se dice?
¿Cómo se dice en español?
Es nomás como un abriguito así verde que tenía.
¿Abriguito?
Ajá.
Okay.
So, nomás me lo usaba. It's just... Have you seen Walter Mercado?
No, I haven't.
You don't know who he is? No.
It's not coming to me right now.
He's like so big in the Mexican community.
I know who Vicente Fernandez is. I know who Juan Gabriel is.
I think he was like Cuban though or something. I don't know. But me jalaron también. Era como una prenda de ropa. Y me la jalaron. And this lady, she told me, hey, this person, like this age, looks like this. He was standing behind you. Like I saw him at one point. I was like, oh, hell no. And I went running to my mom. I was like, midlife. Everybody was watching. I was like, Ama, me pasó esto. So my mom has always had like cirios bendecidos around the house. Again, we come from like a Catholic household, right? And it's like if you go to church, te bendicen un cirio. As soon as you ignite it, you feel that calm essence, that calm energy. She just like happened to have one by her like bedstand, pulls it out, and then she started praying, and she's like, "This is my house. Like you're not gonna come and control me." And after that, I got so scared. So it's like, wait, what were we talking about again? If there has been growth, right? That was the initial question.
Let me see.
I think so. That was the initial question. So how did we start talking about paranormal stuff, man?
This is how it usually goes.
It is.
What? Okay, I
Yeah, I think that's what it was, ¿verdad? Like if it has been stagnant, like no. Porque
no, yeah. What I asked you was like, has your gifts been like
stagnant?
Stagnant.
Yeah. No.
Or was there a moment like where you had to shut it down and then it came back?
I used to shut them down a lot because of the fear. But it's like once you start to practice, you open up, and you're like, oh, dang, like I can't be scared anymore. Mm-hmm. But I tell people, the more you heal, like the more you take care of that inner child, the more you do like shadow work, kind of like ground your energy, find that sense of peace, tranquility within yourself, the more you tap into spirit like that. Let's view it like this. Like if you're somebody that has so much chaos going on in your head, right?
Yeah.
Like the constant thinking. And let's say that you're constantly trying to like connect to God or to spirit. Let's just phrase it like that. And you're like praying, hey, I'm going through a hard time. Like, why can't I feel you? Why can't you guide me? You know, why can't I get out of this like weird situation? But it's just like you're so focused on your human life, your human problems, that you're not really calming down the mind and finding that sense of tranquility. Mm-hmm. So the more I healed myself, the more I came into peace with myself and aligned my energy, that's when it's like I feel my guide all the time.
That process of healing, and also when you said shadow work, what's that process have, like, what has that been like for you? Like, if you can go and break it down for people who they may hear these things, or like, what do you mean? Like, how exactly did you do it, you know?
Everybody's situation is different. It has a lot to do with like, let's say like childhood traumas, or with me, it initiated with taking accountability. Because I used to be, I tell people all the time, if you had met me like between 2020, 2022, I was like the shell of the person that I am today. You know, like I was very saddened, very depressed. You know, I was like, that's where the sad potato phrase came from. I was just a sad potato. Yeah. When I read people, I tell them, hey, you're a sad potato. You know, you're throwing your self-pity party. Yes, because life sucks. And that's when I tell them, you bust out the little tiny violin. Trust me, I know what it feels like, because I used to do that all the time. And you're like, poor me, like life sucks. And that was my first step. I was like, you know what? Like,
so just taking accountability.
Accountability was my first step.
Okay.
Where I was like, you are extremely energetically lazy. You need to get your shit together. You're the problem. So that's where it started. And I was like, okay, I'm the problem. I keep asking, I keep praying to God to guide me, illuminate my path, you know, facilitate my path. But that's not how it works. Like, imagine if it was that easy, like everybody would be like so spiritually awoken and elevated. It's like, no, we are so concerned, or we're so involved with our human lives that we don't, let's say, like for me, I kept praying and praying and praying. The signs were there. The signs were always there. Like now that I think about it, I was never by myself, but I was so into my sense of depression or into my problems that I never felt my spirit guide to begin with.
So it sounds like there was just maybe a week or a day, or there was a moment where you just said enough is enough.
Yeah, it just hit out of nowhere.
You know, and you snapped.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm changing starting now.
Yeah. And that's how tarot works a lot. I don't know if you've noticed like my reading style. Like let's say somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, is life going to get better? And that's where I throw their cards. I'm like, okay, how do you expect life to get better if you're not making a change? You know, it has to start within you. Even if you like fake it till you make it. I was like, okay, I recognize I am very mentally weak. That was my initiation, right? I'm very mentally weak. I'm my worst critic. Like I don't even love myself to begin with. My self-esteem is like rock bottom. How can I fix that? And then I went a little extreme. It probably might not work for some people, but I love listening to those people that are motivational speakers, but kind of like cut the bullshit status where they're like, oh, no. You know, like you got to callous the mind. You got to discipline yourself. You got to do this. You got to do that.
Who did you listen to?
My husband got me into David Goggins. I love David Goggins, man.
That guy who like lost a lot of weight. He's just like,
he's
do it.
Extreme. He's extreme. I'm not gonna say like you're gonna go to that extreme stance, right?
Yeah,
but he said something in a podcast that kind of like I was like, oh snap, homie has a point. He was like, you need to look yourself in the mirror and recognize that you're the problem and take accountability and have that conversation in the mirror with yourself. So I literally did that. I just looked at myself and at the time, like. I used to get like a very bad twitchy eye and a lip. Now that I think about it, it was so much energy inside of me. It was like compressed. It's like, you know, you start fidgeting or you start twitching. And I was like, okay, I'm not happy with how life is right now. What can I do to fix it? I was like, all right, start going outside. I started going to the park. I started like spending, that's something I always realized about myself. I love being outdoors. Just the trees, the air, like it just immediately makes me feel better. So I started doing that, like taking my shoes off. I'd go to a park, just touch some grass and read. I used to read a lot.
Grass.
Yeah, at times that's literally all you need.
That's kind of like a meme on the internet, like
hug a tree.
No, it's kind of an insulting me, like assaulting. Well, it's a meme like where if people are like they say something. Like you'll say something rude and they'll be like, oh yeah, go touch grass.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen that one?
No. But now that you think about it, like if you get into like a very spiritual sense, like it's Mother Nature, you know, like that's the fastest way to cleanse. I tell people if you guys are very close to like the ocean, like a river, just go in there.
Do you work with the water at the ocean? Do you do any like rituals or prayers with the water or parties?
I wish. Where I live, I live in the valley, man.
You don't have any rivers or lakes?
Not close. No.
Because I can see you could maybe light some candle or do something.
That would be beautiful. You know what? One time I had a very creepy like dream. I don't know if it was a past life or it's just like me losing it. But like I looked indigenous. Like in that dream, I looked down at myself.
I mean, you're indigenous now.
Well, yeah, but like I was part of like a tribe or something. And then in my dream, era de noche, and I walked into the water and I had like a basket full of herbs.
Wow.
And I just like threw them in the water and it's just like I started touching them. And it's like, all right, I woke up, I was like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, do I need I get a lot of downloads when I sleep.
Yeah.
Like when I'm getting spiritually attacked, when I need to be cautious of somebody, business ideas, everything comes to me in my sleep. So it's like, I was like, okay, what is this? What is this? And I was like, was that like a past life? Like we're actually practiced?
That sounds very shamanic. Even just hearing it, like it sounds like scrying. You know what scrying is?
No.
Scrying is you use water or obsidian and you use the water, the reflection of the water or the obsidian or like a mirror surface to look into the future or to access higher timelines or spiritual information. So if you were putting it, you know how like in some cultures they have like bones and stuff and like they throw the bones or like random objects and they can read it. Well, it sounds like the herbs were like you were mixing it in the water so it can paint a picture.
That's interesting.
You know, so it could tell you a story or tell you some information. So it sounds like a very shamanic dream that you have?
Or like it happens all the time. Like when I go to Mexico, right? Like let's say that they put like tribal music or like just a certain energy, and you just feel like at home. Like you know, I know I'm Mexican, but like I don't know. I feel like maybe it was like past life. It connects like in a weird way.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that if you were to go back when you visit, you know, you feel that connection to the land. You know, it's like in our DNA. It's ancestral. It's like generations of our lineage speaking through.
Yeah.
And it's almost hard to describe, like, because I know every time I've been to Mexico, I feel like so fucking connected.
Yeah.
I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. It feels
You know
nice.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So also, I had another question about, let's see, where is this? Oh, here we go. Going back to the clients, have you ever had to stop working with a client? Like maybe they were being offensive or asking crazy stuff. Like, have you ever had to cut a client off?
Now that we're growing, yes, I have very strong boundaries because, like I do candle work and I offer tarot and all this, but that's where I kind of have to go back to my purpose of spirituality. You know, like I'm very protective of my sense of mental peace and happiness.
Yes.
So if there's anybody that tries to kind of like, I don't want to say it triggers it though, but it's like, let's say that you come at me in a very passive aggressive way. And you're like, well, I haven't seen results. You know, like I want this, I want that. How come you're not answering my messages? Like I need you. And it's understandable. And I say this too, because my team is my siblings, right? I tell them we got to be very mindful that people that come to us are going through a hard time. So I'm extremely patient. Like, hey, you may be going through a divorce. You know, you have marital problems, or you just feel like I just lost my job. Like nothing is aligning for me. So it's like when they come to me, you're already coming with that sense of heaviness. So there's some people that I hate using the word needy, but they can be very needy. You know, like calling you at all sorts of like the time, like the day, like it could be like 2 a.m. and you're like, hey, I need work, like ASAP. Like it's just the more we have grown, that's something that I do miss when I was like smaller. Like, you know, I would read my 10 people and it's like, that's something I do miss. Like, it's like sitting down and just like tapping into your energy and focusing on you, and you're my my focus right now. You know, how can we help you? This is a message. This is a message from spirit. So I genuinely do miss that connection I used to have with my people, because now it's more of since we're on a bigger platform, we're attracting more people. It's like they want it rushed.
I do see that you're like at 300 people, 200 people one time on the live stream.
Yeah.
It was big. I remember when you started, it was like 10 people, 12 people.
Yeah, it was nice, you know?
Yeah.
It has never been much about like the numbers or like the people that we attract, but it's just
about being of service, you know, helping people.
Yeah, because spirituality helped me. It healed me. You know, that's why I say that phrase all the time. It's healing thyself. That's what spirituality did for me. So it's like I actually practice what I preach. And it was getting to the point where it's like, I'm telling you that you need to prioritize you, do more like activities that are going to help you like alleviate your mental health, or, you know, like prioritize like self-love, self-care. And this is something I recently started doing, where it's like the weekends, nada de trabajo, nada. Because I feel like everything that I'm telling my clients, I'm starting to neglect on myself, because I feel like this line of work is very needy. Like people are like, hey, I need you. So it's like, if I continue to move at their pace, their speed, it's like, damn, like what about me? You know, like I miss meditating. And I was like, you know what, screw this. Like, I forgot on what day it landed, but I think it was like a tourist portal. And I told my husband, like, let's do something random. We went hiking. Yes. I was like, all right, we're going to get to the top of the little mountain. And It didn't work out how I imagined it, right? But we're going to get on top of the little mountain. I took my Palo Santo. I took my sage. We're going to cleanse. We're going to visualize heavy energy, like, ground ourselves, be around nature. I'm extremely out of shape. That didn't happen. We're all over there. I was like, I'm surprised I made it all the way to the top. But like everything that I tell my people, I was like, I need to start implementing like that back to myself. But honestly, it's just, we've grown so much, Ezequiel, that is to the point where it's like so tiring. Like it's physically tiring. Like I have my little team now, but it's like,
are they pretty maxed out too? Like capacity wise?
Yeah. Yeah, like
so you have Michis, you have
Michis would be like my personal assistant / secretary, right? She's very well versed with candle work, services, pricing. Like if she answers my messages for me too.
Okay.
So it's like you were to message me, hey, I'm going through this situation. She'll know what candle recommendations to make because she's been working with me for a year already. But she's very smart in that. Picks everything up very fast. So Michis is the secretary. My husband is my underpaid employee. We joke about it. He's HR. He's my HR. Inventory guy.
Yeah.
He receives all the merchandise. I just tell him, hey babe, reorganize the shelf. I don't like how it looks, or I need to put more inventory, or this is what I have in mind. Make it happen. Honestly, him and my brother, they do most of the dirty work, like the cleaning, the organizing, the hauling, receiving inventory.
Do you think you'll ever hire additional employees outside of your family?
Maybe in the future, but as of right now, family is everything to me.
Yes.
Everything to me. So it's like, I've talked about it with my husband, like Elia, that my parents don't have to work or they're part of my team. I'll feel like I fulfilled my purpose. Because we're very united. Like, honestly, I don't have issues with my siblings. My parents, now they're extremely supportive. Like, to the point that my mom, I was like, hey, Mom, I have this podcast. Oh, yeah. Déjame los niños, tú ve. I'm like, hey,
Dad. That's awesome. That's really cool.
oh, yeah. No, I tell my dad, hey, Dad, I've been wanting to build a capilla for a while.
Which is?
Es como un altar. Poner mis santos ahí, poner mis velitas. I'm like, hey, Dad, me gustaría tener una capilla. Sí, mija, ¿cómo la quieres? He's our construction guy. Like he does everything. My brother, he does all of our trips, like where we get our inventory, receiving inventory. Like it's just, to me, it's all about family. Because honestly, it has a lot to do with the sense of trust too. Like I know if my sister is going to advise me on something, it's because I'm going to benefit from it, or she's giving me like a viewer standpoint. She's not going to do something to like harm me or kind of like make me look bad per se. Like for example, if I'm like, hey, she has been telling me for a while, hey dude, you need to raise your prices, or like the services is too much. It's too much. Like you need to do this, you need to do that. And I listen to her direction and I'm like, I'm gonna take it into consideration. I'll get back to you on that. And that's when I talk to my husband, hey, this is going on. Look, we're slowly catering. We're gearing in this direction. What do you think? So I know that when it's my family, it's gonna be from like a good heart space. So I feel like honestly, Ezequiel, that's the main reason we have grown so much, because it's only been like 2 years doing candle work, right?
Yes.
It's been like 2 years, and we've grown so much. But it's because like the trust, the foundation is there. So it's like, vámonos. Like if I got to do this, who's next? What sibling is next? It's 6 of us.
Yeah. I think, that's very, there's so many dysfunctional families, and especially in Western culture, but even in our culture, it's like, it's family over everything. And a lot of us grew up that way, but, there's still a lot of people who, have problems with their siblings or their parents, and
we were never this united. Like, when I was going through my spiritual awakening, my parents were having a lot of issues when it came to their marriage. I didn't have like the best relationship with my older brother. So it's like we were going through so much. And then as soon as, because this is everybody now. Like, how I told you my dad used to criticize me a lot?
Yes.
He went through a very rude spiritual awakening too. My dad works a certain type of way, and he doesn't like talk about it as much because he's like, you like if somebody comes to me, my dad works differently. Like if somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, my son, I don't know what's going on with my son. I just get first name, last name. I'm like, hey, dad, can you do a body scan on this person? He does energetic scans. And then that's when he's like, this person, this body part, this is flawed. They need to. So my dad, anything that has to do with the physical body, that's his thing.
That's really cool. Yeah. He can do body scans?
Yeah.
And
and energetic healing too.
And how did he pick up those gifts, or what happened? You said he had a rude awakening. Yeah. Can you go into it?
So, desde que tengo memoria, mi papá ha visto cosas. We used to live in the trailer, and he used to say, I always see a little kid. Or, oh, I just saw that. Did you see that? Like, we've always been open in that sense, like when it comes to seeing spirits. But he was having a lot of like marital issues with my mom at the time. And se quedó en Mexico. My dad has never had like addictions, and he fell into alcoholism. You know, like my parents weren't together at the time. Like none of us were talking to him. I was going through my own personal problems at the time too. So I wasn't like, nobody was really like checking in on him. And then he just told me like, I just used to drink a lot, go into a room and just like turn off because I couldn't even like stand the light and just be to myself and like cry, or like I was just going through it, you know? And then out of nowhere, I started hearing a voice, and then he's like, I literally thought I was going crazy. Like, I was like, Dad, that's like a tower moment in tarot, you know? Like you're having a spiritual awakening. So now my dad, it's funny because like he just did like a huge Uno reverse, like going from like
a 180.
Yeah, like from going from like criticizing me or saying like, you can't do tarot, you can't do this, I don't stand this, like this is against our religion, to now it's like when we have like dinner as a family, it's you'd be weirded out. It's like we sit there and my dad's like, hey, we have a message from our guide. This and this is coming. You need to take care of this. Like, do you have any questions for me? Like, do you want me to help you with anything? Do you need me to check into anything? So I work a lot. It's like a family thing. And it's funny.
It looks like it's just all divinely like orchestrated, because like
everybody has their little thing, you know?
It all kind of it seems like it all fell into place. Like it just fell into place. Like, because you know, it's honestly, some Catholics, it's like they're really hard. Like my uncle, my godfather, he's a hardcore Catholic, and he's like, he says he thinks I'm doing like demonic things. He thinks I'm like going on. He thinks I'm going down a demonic path. So I get it. So it's like
my dad used to be like that. So that's why
to hear your story that your dad did a 180. That's awesome. You know. Yeah.
Honestly, it's very beautiful. Because now, like, the conversations that we have, it's more like of, it's more like...
there's more trust, too.
Yeah. Because it's like, I could tell my dad, hey, Dad, I have this business idea, or I'm thinking about this. Can you check with your guide? See if there's any messages for me. Like, anything I can improve on. And it's funny because, like, now that my dad, he goes into meditation, he talks to his, like, spiritual team. He'll be like, hey, mija, they're saying that everything will fall into play. Everything's going to align for you as long as you're doing things from a good heart space. You're not hurting people. You're not, like, doing anything that wouldn't be approved or, like, or, like, approved in their eyes, you know?
Let's see. Okay. I'm just checking on time. Yeah, we still got about 15 minutes.
Oh, that was fast.
This is really good. This is awesome. I'm having a great time.
Honestly, I was a little nervous, like I told you, because like I've seen your episodes, and like you get people that talk about like science and all this, and I'm like, whoa. Like,
no, I think this is one of the more important conversations, because it's regarding our people, you know, and you know, and
that's why I always tell people, like, I'm a very normal, average person. You know, like, it's just, I'm just spiritual. Like, that's what I tell them. I'm just spiritual. Like, there's nothing, like, you know.
No, it's been good, because, like, you know, there's so many Mexicans that are, like, very, very super rigid Catholic. And when you try to introduce them to these things, or you practice a certain way, they're like, oh, that's bad. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's honestly sometimes kind of like every time like at my uncle comes over at dinner, it's like I have to like,
You got to hear it from him, huh?
yeah. I gotta hear
It
it
gets
from him,
tiring.
you know, and it's like I'm like so over it.
Yeah.
So over it, you know.
Well, yeah, because like, I mean, I know what you do, and I don't view it as like, oh, you're doing anything malicious, you know. And it's just, this is who we are. Obviously, it comes from like Indigenous background as well, but it's just, it gets tiring having to constantly explain to people like, hey, just by the way, I'm not like a devotee. I don't tap into dark stuff, you know. Like, so I definitely understand you.
And I also wanted to say, you know the you know what sweat lodges or temazcales?
Yeah, yeah.
Now that I've showed you,
See,
you guys should
check it out.
you guys should check it out. The guy who runs it, his name's Salvador.
Yeah.
He's a Huichol, or what they like the Huichol. They don't call them. They call themselves Huirarica. So and also like, you know, the word, you know, the Aztecs didn't call themselves Aztecs. They call themselves the Mexica people, and that's where the word Mexico comes from.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's run by Salvador, and he does a very good lodge. Every time I've gone into that ceremony and come out of it, I feel like a new person.
I definitely check it out. I feel like that's something I want to start doing.
And it's in Paris, California.
So it's not that far.
So how far is that away from where you guys are at?
Like an hour? Yeah. Like an hour 10? It's not that far. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Definitely try it. Like when you told me about it, I was like, okay, I'd be willing to check it out. Like that's something I want to do this year as well. Like it's like for my birthday, it's going to be like a gift to me. I'm like, I want to go back to Mexico. I want to do like a spiritual cleanse. I want to go into the cenote, like, or mirar los pirámides, you know, like connect a little bit more into myself.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so it's just certain things I have in the bucket list now, and it's like I want to bring my children into all of this, so they too can be very like spiritually or energetically aware. So that's something I want to do for myself.
See, I think like that's like one of the best things you can do for your children is like, you know, show them what you do, you know, show them how you connect to God, and but also just be prepared because like they may choose a different path.
Oh yeah,
they may become religious, or they might choose. They may come devote. You know what I mean? Devotees.
Oh my goodness.
You never know, you know, because they're their own people.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're their own people. So like, God has something planned for them, specifically for them, but what I've seen with a lot of millennials and Gen Z, like the millennials, that they look back at their up how they were brought up, and you know they want to be like as good as a parent, or as like kind of like call it gentle parenting or something. I'm not sure if you've heard of that.
Yeah,
but basically like giving every opportunity to the child for them to be their best self, you know. And you know there's so much I think trauma and not only Western culture but and Mexican culture, like of like, you know, machismo and all that shit, like and then also like really hard ass parents, you know. And I think our generation, like people who are on their, you know, 29, 28, 30s, even like early 40s, trying to set a better example, you know.
Yes, I understand what you're trying to say, because like we come from like poverty, you know, so I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to have like strict parents and all that. So I'm kind of like stuck in the middle, or torn in the middle, where I do tell my husband, like, our children don't have to suffer or go through certain things that we did, But because of those hardships, they morph you. They mold you. Like, you know, my dad was so much about discipline, routine, hard work, you know? So it's like there's certain situations that hardship brings from you. So it's like with the whole gentle parenting, that's where I'm like, oh, dang. Like, you know, like we joke about that. Like, oh, no, la gente ya es más flojita. O la gente ya no quiere trabajar. But like, I feel like it's I don't know. I'm a little tough with my son, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's a balance, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I think they have to know discipline.
Yes.
They can't just have whatever they want whenever they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to have like boundaries.
Yeah.
Like they can't cross. And if they
Yeah.
do, there's, you know, time out.
Yeah. 'Cause I remember growing up, I was like, damn, this sucks. Because my dad used to say, hey, if you miss school, you're going to be outside cutting the grass. Like, oh, we're going to go to work, you know? And it wasn't like just typical work. It was like, we joke about it, like, entre mis hermanos. It's like, regábamos las palmas because we have a bunch of, like,
Palm trees.
de dátil. So hacía cubetazos, a echarle agua. Mi papá decía, hey, no quisiste estudiar, because back then it was more like, sin educación no eres nadie, you know? So it's like, okay, ¿qué te puedo poner a hacer en la casa? And we're like, damn, like, why is my dad, like, so strict on us? But now that I look back, I'm extremely grateful for all that, because I feel like it has made me into, like, a very strong-minded person, where it's like, oh, no, like, voy a hacer algo y se me va a cumplir porque yo lo estoy...
You're a G now.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I used to be very weak-minded back then, but now it's like, no, like, yo sé que lo que yo quiera hacer, Ezequiel, and I don't mean it like in a snobby way, pero se me va a dar. Se me va a dar. Again? Like, lo que yo quiera hacer en esta vida, se me va a dar. Porque tengo, like, el apoyo de mi familia. Más que nada, I have a lot of faith. I stand tall on faith. It's like, I know God is watching over me. I know I'm protected. I know there's somebody that I'm just the vessel, bro. Like, I'm nobody, you know, like my guide is, and I give her praises all the time. Cause like when people are like, oh my God, you're so good at reading tarot. I'm just a dummy, dude. Like she's the one that shoots out the messages. I don't know if you noticed, like even when you shuffle the cards, like the way they fly out.
So when you're reading, you're hearing your guide speak.
Yeah, she's the baddie.
Okay. And who is your guide, by the way?
I used to think that it was my grandma, like my dad's mom. And like, I remember that when I first started, I was so like intrigued, and I was like, I need to run into somebody that can like describe her, or who is she? And then I wonder what happened to this girl. Se llama Vaishu. Vaishu. Yeah. She was on.
What happened to that?
I don't know, but like she was tricky,
She disappeared.
Man. She disappeared, yeah. But like she just would like stare, and like she's like,
she was good.
She described her to me and everything. She's like, this is your grandma. And I was like, but what's her name? Like, what's this? And she's like, Vaishu didn't speak Spanish. She said, ¿Qué te importa? She's like, what does that mean? And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, she's like, you don't need to know her name. You just need to know that you have somebody that's there when you practice, and they're the ones that do everything. I give her praises all the time. I'm just her dummy. Yeah, as long as I know, and that's where I check in with myself. As long as I know I'm mentally okay, I'm healthy, or like I feel good, that's when I can tap into her and feel her. Like I've gotten very good at adjusting myself now. It's kind of hard to explain, but like let's say, because obviously we're humans. I'm having an off day, you know, like I'm crying, or I'm just like, oh my God, let me bust out my tiny violin. I've had a hard week, man. Like these updates are killing me. And I can feel her caressing my hair. I can feel her warmth. So it's like, I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not by myself. So it's just, and I don't know, it's a trippy connection with her.
So it's not your grandma that passed away?
No. They said that, I never like looked so much into it, but she just told me that this is somebody that I've been with in a past life before.
Wow.
And she's like, oh, I'm describing her like a indigenous looking woman, has white hair. Like she's very, and that's why I understand my reading style now. She's like, she's very like blunt, man. Like she's zero filter. She's very like aggressive, you know? I was like, oh, she's Mexican, you know? Like she did tell me she was Mexican, but it's like, aside from that, no. Like I talk to her, and I can feel her response. I can feel her answers. Like, even when I read myself, yeah. But I never look too much into it. I've noticed a lot of people become so fascinated with like, who's in my spiritual team, you know, like, how can I grow? How can I become like this more powerful person? And for me, it's never been like that, you know, as long as, again, I'm mentally healthy, I'm happy, you know, like I'm energetically aligned, I'm doing her work and we're walking that path, I'm good. You know, I don't have to, I'd be comfortable with just staying where I'm at, you know, like I don't have to be all Walter Mercado status, you know, like I'm good, you know?
Oh, I know who that guy is now.
Oh, no. Like people tell me like, oh.
They thought, was he gay or something? That guy?
I think he was. You know? But he was majestic, man. He like was the majestic. Cape and the rings and the horoscopos. He was very well known for that.
Yeah, I know who that guy is. Wait, white hair.
Yeah.
Or like blonde or white hair. Yeah, that guy. I know that. My mom used to watch him all the time.
It's like when Walter Mercado was on, like, shh, nadie hable, you know, like, no, we're not spiritual, but let me hear my horoscope, you know, like, yeah.
So, we almost out of time. So, I wanted to ask you this thing.
Yes.
If there's one piece of advice that you could leave to our viewers, something they can do every day or every week for them to either purify, heal, cleanse, whatever piece of advice you want to leave for our viewers, what would that be?
I would probably start with like whatever it is that you're going through currently is temporary. At times we may not view it like that. We may not understand like, hey, why is X, Y, and Z happening to me? Like, I don't understand. But now I genuinely believe that at times we have to go through certain instances to kind of like we're like, whoa, like get it, energetically elevate and become a more higher vibrational version of yourself. You know, like I told you earlier, we have so much chaos going on in the mind. So at times it's like we may feel like our prayers are not being heard. We may feel lost, but it's like, no, like there's always someone there with us. You know, you kind of have to prioritize your mental peace, your sense of happiness, and just be like, all right, you know, let me ground myself. At times we may not understand it, but God may want to remove certain people from our life because we already learned that lesson. They're not intended to be there anymore, you know? So it's like the second that you kind of like, you're like, all right, my way hasn't worked anymore. Do your thing. Whatever it is you have to do. If you need to remove my partner, if you need to kind of like get me fired, if you need me to go through this turmoil, and then once you're sitting there kind of like shattered or like at your purest point, grow from it. It's very hard to explain it, but like grow from it, elevate from it. And it's like everything else, Ezequiel, is just things that you can do from home to elevate, like cleansing, you know, candle work, all of that, prayer, you know, like I'm a huge believer in prayer and faith now. So it's like whatever it is that you need to do, but prioritize your mental peace, your mental health, and boundaries more than anything. And everything else, one way or another, cae en su lugar. It does. Yeah. And walk with faith. Like I walk with faith like no other now. It's like, if it's for me, it's going to happen. And I don't overthink anymore. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Brandy. And that has been the Raw Path to Awakening podcast. I'm your host, Ezequiel Reyes. And before we go, if you are not subscribed and you've been watching this podcast for a while, go ahead and hit the subscribe, bell notification. And if you want to get some candle work or you want to get, do you still do tarot for clients?
Yes, I do free tarot at the beginning of the lives. Okay. But right now, because of getting situated with life and all that and business, I just stick it to free tarot during the life.
I'm going to link Botanica San Benito 444. Their TikTok, so you can go check out their TikTok shop if you want to get anything from her. And that has been the Raw Path to Awakening podcast, and I'll catch you guys later.